4 in Bielorussia, che è praticamente a metà del detumano. Anche lì faremo un giro del padiglione e poi offriranno delle degustazioni dei prodotti loro. Per il resto ditemi voi se ci sono
trasferire questa idea della gestione delle risorse idriche, quindi dell'apertura del canale verso quella determinata regione, quel determinato villaggio. Eccolo qua.
E adesso io volevo fare la domanda.
Hi everyone, this is our director, Hassan Al-Husseini.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you. Sorry for slight delay. I'd like to welcome you to the pavilion of Sultanate of Oman. Inspiration from the inside and as well from the outside. The idea of this pavilion is to try and keep up as much as possible with the theme of this expo, feeding the planet, energy for life. The pavilion showcases how Omanis used to produce food from very, very limited resources. And from the outside we have 3 different elements that go along with this story. It is a story of great innovation, although it started thousands of years ago. The first element is this. It's a sundial, and the sundial was used in order to know how much water every farmer is supposed to be getting, depending on, as you can see, the shadow from the sunlight. And here specifically we kept it in such a way that the shadow moves from one stone to the other every 30 minutes. And after every 30 minutes there is a water show with music that will begin. In the past the sundial used to be something like this. It is simply a stick on the ground. Obviously there is some engineering behind it, because every half an hour the shadow would move from one end to the other, and this would indicate that the phase, the water for one farmer is over and it starts for the other farmer. The way we used to move water from one end to the other is by these canals. These canals are very ancient. We started using them 2,000 years ago. And the idea is quite simple. All what we do is we make use of the imbalancement of gravity in order to move water from one end to the other. And using the sundial, water would be transported through these canals. These canals are called felage. Pavilion is the terrace. And we will see inside the pavilion how did Omanis make use of these terraces to grow crops in very high altitudes. We're talking about at least 3,000 meters above sea level. And the last element is quite obvious from the other end, and we'll come to that at the end of our tour. Please. The pavilion, and every area showcases a specific element related to the production of food in a sustainable manner, of course. The first one is called Harnessing Every Drop of Water, and this showcases how we were able to produce food with very, very little water, because the only source of water used for agricultural purposes is rainwater. The second area is called our rich farming heritage, and through it we showcase as well how the date palm, which is one of our main diet sources in Oman, was used in the past in order to generate food, not only from the dates but other elements. And because of being a country which faces the sea, we have a very long coastline, around 3,000 kilometers, and through that we showcase the treasures of our sea. In the upper deck, or in the first floor, we have an area which we called Welcome to Our Home. And through that we showcase the Omani food, which is an interesting infusion of many cultures, simply because of the trading habits of the country. We used to be traders in the past, simply because we were a nation on the sea. And the Omani food is impacted or influenced by the Indian cuisine, the East African cuisine, and the Oriental cuisine. So it creates a very interesting mix. Yes? Please. Gravity would allow the water to flow from the resource all the way into the city. And like any other city, as you can see, the village would usually pass runs through some houses and some farms, and people would use this water for all of their needs. In these days, the civil use of water comes from desalinating seawater, but the only use of villages, as you can see here today, is for agriculture. The south part of Oman gets affected usually during the summer with the monsoon season that takes place in the Indian Ocean. So the south of Oman during summer is foggy, rainy and green. So what we did in order to capture this specific period is to initiate something called fog harvesting techniques. And using such fabric, this fabric can capture fog and extract water, and that water will be used for agriculture. Yes? This was a joint project between Oman and Japan, and scientists from both countries worked on this, and it's already active. And the water that is captured from fog is used at least during the 3 months for agricultural purposes. We'll move on to one other interesting... They get dumped into the sea. Natural reefs grow, then they have to drive this fish around, and fish stocks are
There are a lot of nice dolphins. Okay.
Cosa fa bisogno? C'è un piccolo parlamento dei pescatori, promemoria.
That includes sea cucumber, many types of like sea breams, smaller fishes, and so on. And as well, look, because of the long coastline, we have that. And if you come in a bit closer, you could actually smell the aromas. Simply because of the spices that we use in our food.
Sente un profumo stupendo.
And of course, the type of costumes she wears inside the house.
Vedi che stiamo scoprendo cose che...
Like the rose and the pomegranate. Perhaps before the end of Expo, we'd find some crops from here.
Questi alberi sono stati piantati dall'Oman, originali, sia gli alberi di melograno che le piante di rosa, che sono proprio le rose di Damasco di cui parlava poi prima sotto nella parte dell'acqua di rose.
This is how it smells.
Oh, che meraviglia!
You could smell it. It's a bit different from the...
Mamma mia. Ed è un petalo, figurati.
Ah, profumo proprio... Sì, è molto più...
Pungente.
the rose.
Forte, più forte, proprio...
And from this direction, Oman is 5,000 kilometers away.
I can see it.
Yeah?
Probably we can.
So whenever we miss home, we just stand over here.
Ci vuole più di un tele per vederlo.
Some areas has to be elevated in order to create the balance between gravity. Aqueduct like this. And this is a replica of an aqueduct in a village which is so old that it's registered in the UNESCO as a World Heritage Site.
Stupendo! E anche questo ha
Il restaurant which is a gourmet style restaurant, and this restaurant presents Omani food in a manner that is well accepted. It has been very busy, especially the last month, and it is one of the most visited restaurants and pavilions in the entire Expo.
Wow.
I luoghi segreti.
One more? Second. Called prejudice. Please.
Aspetta che io filmo tutto. Questi sono i luoghi di Expo che gli altri non... che noi siamo gli occhi della... Questi sono già belli accomodati.
Tranquillo, ma il problema non sei tu. Sì.
So I hope you enjoyed the tour, and if there are any specific questions about the pavilion's element or about the country, I would be more than happy to answer.
Yes, please.
Traduci tu che fai prima.
Sì.
Allora, a me mi ha colpito, nel senso che usare l'acqua ai minimi termini per noi in Italia o comunque in Europa non è così facile da pensare, nel senso che siamo abituati ad aprire il rubinetto e far scorrere l'acqua.
He was impressed, especially by the concept and the idea of using every drop of water, because in Europe we're not at all used to this approach, and you know, we just open the tap and let it go, and we're not careful enough.
Well, the environment and the circumstances in Oman pushed us actually to be as clever and innovative in using the little resources we have. Otherwise, you know, there can't be any civilization if people can't produce their own food.
Anything?
No,
he has another.
Cioè mi ha colpito la distanza dei due posti, il nord e il sud diviso dal deserto. C'è un modo di unione dai due o sono completamente...
Something else that caught the attention was how distant and to a certain extent that different is the north and the south of the country.
Yes.
And so he wants to know what could be defined as the unifying elements of the two regions. What is in common mainly?
Well, it has always been a single, I would say, territory for thousands of years. And as you know, that sort of region socially used to be different tribes, and these tribes had to stay together in order to, you know, sustain and live. Especially that, you know, there were plenty of alliances in the region trying to, you know, gain territory every now and then. I would say trade and commerce was something that helped people living in a distant area to unite themselves and become, you know, so close to each other. It was considered the gateway of all, you know, merchants who lived in the Arabian Peninsula and even in North Africa, simply because sources of food, other commodities used to come from areas like India. And India is very proximate to the shores of Oman, and from Oman traders used to, you know, transit their goods into other regions in the Middle East, and this has been a tradition for thousands of years at least. And therefore, I think that commercial interests were something that helped people working together in a sense. Yes.
Accomodatevi così, vi volevamo...
It's considered one of the tastiest and the most valuable dates from a nutrition point of view.
Can I take it?
Yes, please. ما تقصر. Grazie. Please. By the way, you need to take either 1 or 3 or 5 or So
Si prendono I numeri dispari.
please feel free.
Ah,
Yes,
traditional or...
traditional as well. And this is Omani coffee, which is quite different from the coffee we consume here in Europe. And so
Heritage.
has some rose water as well.
Non riesco a riprendere mangiare date insieme. Sono
Very spicy.
Aspetta che...
Grazie.
Questo spento, io spengo.
Different cultures, different food, I would say. And to us, it's always a learning experience that we very much enjoy.
You see Expo or no?
I tried to. Unfortunately, it's my last day here, so a colleague of mine is replacing me. Stayed here for 2 months. I tried as much as possible to go around if our calendar permits, trying different type of food as well, which is a very, enlightening experience.
Which pavilion you prefer in Expo?
It's very unfair to answer this question. The Italian media says that the United States of America is the most visited pavilion.
Really?
And then the Omani pavilion comes in second. So we are the second most visited pavilion in the Expo. And we've made numbers like till yesterday around 2.3 million visitors, which represents a large percentage of the overall visitors in Expo. So I guess that there is something special about the pavilion that, attracts so much people.
Japan and Kazakhstan are the best, the most visited.
But I think there are plenty of pavilions that actually are very successful and positive in showcasing what they contribute towards the theme of the pavilion.
In some of the techniques that are showcased in the pavilion and some of kind of religious inspiration.
Okay.
So even considering that, for example, the sundial system is older than basically Islam, if there was any connection between that and the pre-Islam religions, I told him that mainly it was at a human level, reasoning, and which explains how it is, how the men can do great things when they are faced with the need to.
It was simply a matter of, the need to survive.
Yeah.
That's why all of these innovations were made back then.
Yeah.
We hope that the next generations will be able to add even better innovations that would help, sustaining the production of food. It's one of the things that goes across all nationalities and across all religions, all ethnic groups, because food is something that would keep any human being alive. So I think it's a concern of everyone, and we would like to see after the Expo some concrete, initiatives that would be adopted by anyone in order to make, food available for everyone around the globe.
Thank you.
Great. So I hope you enjoyed this tour, and feel free whenever you want to come back to the pavilion. It's always welcoming you or your friends, and I hope to, see, I don't know what they say, see you around soon. I'm leaving today. I wish you the best of luck, and have a nice day.
Just one last picture or group picture. And i 3 re magi, incenso, mirra e non mi ricordo qual era il terzo.
Oro, incenso
e mirra, esatto. L'incenso era il frankincense e il re maggio che nella diciamo tradizione, se ci fate caso, è rappresentato di colore, è romanita. Anche se l'Oman non esisteva in quel momento, però veniva da quell'area là.
Incenso.
Ma bello conoscere altre culture.
And one of the areas in the south of Oman is one of the few remaining spots around the world of the production of frankincense. It's basically produced from frankincense trees.
Anche i tappeti,
cut through the skin
tutto
è simile,
prende dalla cultura turca,
arabo-islamica.
And when it dries, they just peel it
non
off.
arabo-islamica.
Già la Turchia è diversa,
sì,
gli ottomani.
sì.
In Oman we call this luban.
Almeno vederla così,
Sì.
This is one of the best of Indonesian food.
It's rice.
One is chicken, polo, and the bianco one is risotto
Rice.
Risotto, And then we have peanut sauce. Salsa di arachidi.
Sì, sì, sì. L'ho già provato. I just tried it 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It's very tasty.
Very good.
Very good, yeah.
And then soya sauce.
Soya sauce.
Yeah. Cipolla.
Cipolla.
Ta-da!
Perfect.
One portion of chicken fat.
Il piede? Non li stavo tirando giù.
Provo.
Cioè,
Faccio sul piede?
ti devi mettere, ma...
Tanto ormai cioè, tutte le mie quote sono una più stupida dell'altra, quindi o te la faccio qua, lungo la gamba.
Sì, lì sta benissimo. Poi...
Lungo la gamba?
Sì, sì, aspetta che riprendo quelle...
Pronto?
Vai. Ah, che spavento. Fatto? Tutto? Aspetta che faccio anche la... Cioè, disagio in mezzo a un gruppo di donne nude è il minimo, ma se ne tiro giù qualcuna... Fatto. Hanno anche la Ruffi scrive? No, sei votato.
The main key to represent our country by 3 main elements: water, salt and bread. So water is represented by the wheel, and why? Because the Republic of Belarus has a very rich resources of fresh water, and in our country there are more than 10,000 lakes and 20,000 rivers. Actually, it's a country with a lot of very pure water, and that's why it's we are famous of this. Salt, here by the way you can see is real salt brought from Belarus, and Belarus is the country which takes the 4th place in the world for export of potash fertilizers. We have Oh, it's now
Povero cioccolato. Povero cioccolato.
Ciao.
Questo è il latte. Puoi provarla?
And here as well you can see the traditional dolls and
Secondo me da queste tradizioni saltano fuori anche, sai, le cose un po' nordiche,
Direi,
no?
guarda, scusa, cioè non so se hai notato il druido.
So for those who don't have time and just want to try, this is the movie and the dolls, but for those people who don't know some details about our country, we prepare the information on these touch screen panels.
Io mi metto a capotavola.
One of the key products which we use, like the Republic of Belarus has the first place in the Europe for consumption of potatoes. So our main dishes in our cuisine, they are made of potatoes. And today we will try the pancakes of mashed potatoes. They made, they call draniki. So today you will have opportunity to taste them. I don't know, did you try it or not before?
We will see,
and
surely.
In front of you, you will see the bottle with the juice. This juice is very untypical for people. Before they said that, like, 99% of our visitors from other countries, they say they had never tried this. I don't know, did anybody of you try it before? No?
Yeah,
Never.
The first ingredient
Beach.
is yeah.
And the question is, how do we do this? Like, this is a tree, and how is it possible to make a juice of tree? Yes, but indeed we do it during the spring. This is a period when we collect this juice from tree, and there is a very old recipe how to make it. But not only juice, but like on the base of this juice, natural one, when it's without sugar and when it's without any additional elements. This is like a pure water with light taste of something, I don't know how to explain, untypical. But when, like, this one is classic version, we add here sugar, just a little bit sugar and lime, and that's it. But when it's summertime, when it's really hot, and it's made on the base of yogurt and beetroot. So enjoy.
Thank you.
L'ozzo freddo con salò, che è tipico bielorusso, è tipo specchi.
Tipo specco.
Quale si mangia prima?
È zuppa, in teoria, però potete anche mischiare un po'.
Prima questa, poi sì, in teoria questo dovrebbe essere un dolce, visto che è yogurt. Questo qui, questo è con patate, giusto?
Sì.
E questo invece è vodka.
Non so se è vodka. C'è il vassaggio? Sì,
So we usually do it like this. We take it and say like Misteriosa. You know, like, cheers. You
Salute.
Yes, you say cheers and we say Misteriosa.
Ciao. Siamo molto attenti alla cucina vegetariana.
In Oman è molto meno qua.
E invece nei paesi del nord non ti deludono mai.
Adesso ti metto un po' di vodka.
No ragazzi, cosa di patata?
Sì, ma quello è salmone,
Ma che meraviglia. Si mangia con gli occhi.
È pericoloso. Cosa era io?
Se fino ad oggi non avrei mai pensato di venire al ristorante qui, cioè.
Picture together.
Ah, giusto, la fotografia.
For a video near the pool. Okay. Yeah.
Foto di gruppo. All the group, all together.
Yeah, maybe on the front of the, like, I mean, with the view of...
Scusa, dov'è la fotocamera?
Qui ce n'è una. Aspetta però, allora c'è anche...
Good.